Okay, everyone, I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, and you all are aware that we said that anytime real, relevant, relatable content, breaking news, things that's happening in our world, I want to give you all the chance to come on and literally together, we're going to be seeing and hearing this verdict right now together. I'm going to go to the screen. I have Shannon backstage who's going to be telling me when to pull CNN in. Is that correct? Let me know when to pull them in and pull them in now. Okay, so we're going to go to CNN and we're going to all see this together. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me show the audio. And here we go.
Members of the jury, I understand you have a verdict.
Okay. They have a verdict. And this is CNN, is the source. They are in the courtroom. I'm simply here giving you all as my viewers a chance for us to watch it together. The source is CNN and the verdict is
Members of the jury, I will
coming.
now read the verdicts as they will appear in the permanent records of the 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin, District Court, 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota Plaintiff versus Derek Michael Chauvin, Defendant. Verdict, count 1. Court file number 27, CR 20-12646. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Jury foreperson 019. Members of the jury, I'm now going to ask you individually if these are your true and correct verdicts. Please respond yes or no. Juror number 2, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 9, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 19, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 27, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 44, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 52, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 55, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 79, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 85, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 89, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 91, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 92, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Are these your verdicts? So say you one, so say you all.
Yes.
Members of the jury, I find that the verdicts as read reflect the will of the jury and will be filed accordingly. I have to thank you on behalf of the people of the state of Minnesota for not only jury service, but heavy duty jury service. What I'm going to ask you to do now is to follow the deputy back into your usual room, and I will join you in a few minutes to answer questions and to advise you further. So all rise for the jury.
Okay.
All right, you seated?
CNN is the source, everyone.
With the
And
guilty verdicts
Chauvin.
returned, we're going to have Blakely. You may file a written argument as to Blakely factors within 1 week. The court will issue findings on the Blakely factors, the factual findings, 1 week after that. We'll order a PSI immediately, returnable in 4 weeks. And we will also have a briefing on, after you get the PSI, 6 weeks from now, and then 8 weeks from now, we will have sentencing. We'll get you the exact dates in a scheduling order. Is there a motion on behalf of the state?
move to have the court revoke the defendant's bail and remand him into custody. Pending sentencing.
Bail is revoked, bond is discharged, and the defendant is remanded to the custody of the Hennepin County Sheriff. Anything further? All right. Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Okay, Shannon, I should stop now. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to. We're adjourned. The judge said we're adjourned, and okay, everyone. I'm here, Kim Jacobs, your talk show host of the Kim Jacobs Show. I did not want us to not be able to share in this moment together. That I didn't know if it was going to be guilty or not guilty or what the case was going to be, but I definitely wanted to provide this platform for you all to be able to share your reactions as well to what we just witnessed. I see lots of comments coming in saying, thank you, Jesus, for Stephanie Hart. The CNN source with the judge and revealing, and the jurors found Chauvin guilty on all 3 charges in the killing of George Floyd. Justice Johanna is saying, praise the Lord. Lots of praise dances taking place. I do want to let all of you know that tomorrow on the Kim Jacobs Show, we have our regularly scheduled program, but mid-show at 11:30, we're going to have in attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and he's the attorney, one of the attorneys that sponsors the Kim Jacobs Show, and he's going to be talking about the George Floyd case. So bring all of your questions, type your questions, and you can send them to me via kim@thebalancedoctor.tv if you want, or you can inbox me your questions, kimjacobsshow@gmail.com. You can email those. We will have those questions ready for attorney Kenneth D. Snow. Let me show you right quick his flyer for tomorrow. He's going to be coming on and talking about the George Floyd case. That's specifically what he's going to be talking about tomorrow. Here. And obviously tomorrow, justice, according to what he's talking about, is served in this regard. And so he'll be talking from the actual perspective of the case being, the verdict is in now. And you'll hear directly from an attorney Kenneth D. Snow, with our legal moment with attorney Snow. Let me give some of your feedback and some of your comments. Let's see who's coming in. Tina Vick says, I cannot believe they charged him. I thought this was going to be another injustice. Thank God, she said. Yeah, I mean, tell any of your thoughts. Share your thoughts about he was found guilty on all 3 charges. So that happened. That happened today. Nancy Parham says, now our prayer is that the judge does not overrule and that he gets a substantial amount of time when it's the sentencing time. Okay, let's see. Shambria just gave praise and hands to God. Let's see. Revoked bail. What does it say? He will remain. Oh yeah, he will remain in custody. So bail was revoked, and he will remain in custody. Okay. So, but he's guilty of all 3 counts. Anybody else have any comments, questions, anything? Make sure you get those to, let's put that here, Kim Jacobs Show @gmail, and get those questions over to us. Attorney Kenneth D. Snow will be answering them on tomorrow. So Kim Jacobs Show @gmail.com. We'll get those questions over to the attorney for the legal moment with attorney Kenneth D. Snow. I'm equally probably like blah, 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 blah. Here, I'm kind of flustered a little bit because I'm like, oh my goodness, this is I'm gonna go talk to my family, but I wanted to make sure that I give you all a chance for us to hear that verdict together, not knowing what the verdict was going to be. But people are out in the streets celebrating. Many people are, and saying that justice was served in this case. I'm sure over the course of the next 24 hours, we're going to see a lot of things unfold in the community. But I just encourage you to keep George Floyd's family in prayer, because his life is no longer here on this earth. So obviously his family is here left to mourn the situation that his life is no longer here and was taken in order for any level of justice at this level to happen. And again, my name is Kim Jacobs. I'm the host of the Kim Jacobs Show. These are the views of me, Kim, not the views of the show. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Tina Vick says yes. Yes. Okay. So a lot of yeses and amens happening across the board from the viewers of the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you, CNN, for allowing us to just be able to give our reaction to you going live and sharing what you've shared and keeping the community informed. There are lots of sources that went live, but I just want to say thank you definitely to CNN for allowing the Kim Jacobs Show to be a part of your going live experience. Okay. Anything else? I think that's it. I can't say nothing else. I did my part. I went live, let you guys be a part of real, relevant, and relatable content right here through Kim Jacobs and the Kim Jacobs Show. I love each and every one of you. I'm praying for our entire community to heal and to become a better unit as a whole. All of us loving each other, believing in each other, believing in our dreams and our goals together, knowing that we're all put here for a purpose, not to overtake any of the other ones over the others. So if we can just love each person as if we love ourselves, life would be a beautiful melting place for us. Okay. Hey, Shawn Hall just popped on. And for those of you that know my friend, my bestie, Shawn, she got something to say. So I'm going to pull her in right quick. Don't disconnect yet, because you know Shawn got something to say. Hold on. Shawn Hall, the Shawn Hall. How are you, Shawn? Tell us your thoughts.
I want to say I have no words. I'm out and about with my kid. I knew that they were going to, when I first heard that they were going to come back with a verdict, I didn't know what to think, because there's two schools of thoughts. I'm in the car, so y'all deal with me.
Don't worry about that.
There are two schools of thoughts when it comes to an early verdict coming back, right? That it could be not guilty or it can be guilty. 50-50. In our storied history of American justice as it relates to Black people, it's been not guilty. Even when we've had evidence, when we have had clear-cutting evidence. And this is by no means a victory for American justice, because this is what should happen. This is the norm. When you do wrong, you pay the price. And somebody's going to be watching. And so I want to speak to you, Black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian, doesn't matter, who says George Floyd, had he just complied. Let me help you with something so that you understand that non-compliance should never result in death. Go on YouTube and you can Google incidents of white people fighting the police. They all walk away and live. They all walk away and live. As a matter of fact, just last week in Minnesota, there was a white guy who had a gun, who got in his car, and the police were on top of the car, riding along. They didn't shoot into the car. They didn't kill him. The police officer was thrown from the car, and the man lived. You look at the man, I won't say his name, in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, who murdered 9 people attending church. He got a hot burger, a cold frosted Coca-Cola, and a shield, a bulletproof vest to protect his life, even though he just took the lives of 9 people. We have seen that trope over and over again. And yet, somehow, the vision of Americans, mainly white, some Black, some Hispanic, some Asian, say, well, if you just comply, Black people, this won't happen. Philando Castile was complying. Philando Castile was also in Minnesota. He let the police officer know, I have a gun. It is registered. I am licensed to carry. He is dead.
Yeah, that right there is concerning. If you do what the protocol, what they teach you in concealed weapon classes and everything, you do. I have a gun. It's registered. They actually know that when they run your license plate, by the way. It actually says that you're that person.
And let's stop. Because now I'm pissed. Because if they ran that man's plates and you still killed him, it tells me that it was premeditated, that you meant to do it.
Well, I don't know if they ran his and saw that, but I just know it's a law that if a person has a concealed license to carry, when you run the plate, it actually reveals to the police that this is a person that has the authority to carry because they've gone through the proper channels.
And so we see that time and time again with Black men, and the saddest part, the most infuriating part, is that there are too many Black men and women that I can name. People say, well, don't get smart with the police. Who the heck are you that I can't get smart with you? I have a right. If a police officer pulled up to my window right now and asked me to roll down the window, why? I can ask you why. You are the law. You are enforcing the law, but you are not the law.
Well, see, that is definitely an opposite training that I'm giving my children, because based on everything that we've seen, and it's not about whether we agree with it or don't agree with it. The point is, it is there, and we see that when instances where police officers are pulling over, I don't know about, I can't speak about no other race. I can speak about what I am. I'm a Black woman. Okay, so I'm not even trying to speak about any other nationality. When I've seen different Black folk pulled over, this is Kim. When I've seen Black folk pulled over, there's a possibility that they could not go home, and that's not appropriate, no matter how you slice it. So I have to tell my sons, listen, guys, if the police pull you over, and I've done trainings and I'm talking to them, but even as I'm talking to them, I feel like I sound so stupid because I could tell them everything that I know to do and to tell them to do. And at the end of the day, it's not up to me and my training. It's not up to them and their compliance. It's up to the person on the other end as to whether they are going to allow them to go home to their family that day. And not every police officer, we know that's not the case. There are lots of law-abiding police officers out here that are following.
Can we just stop right there, though?
Go ahead.
Because we shouldn't have to qualify anything. It's not, every Black person is not a thug looking to rob you. Because if you see me out, or me with my Black husband, and you're a white lady and you're walking by with your purse, don't clutch your purse because you think my Black husband is going to rob you for it. It means you're watching too much dang on TV. That's what it means. Nobody is all of anything. And the example that I gave is not what I would do in my real life because I want to live. But the point is.
But you see how you still qualified that by saying why? Because I want to live.
You know what? No, let me go even.
Isn't that crazy that has to be a part of your statement?
Not just because I want to live, because I want to take away every opportunity that I can for that white man, that white woman, that Black man, that Black woman to not take my life, to not allow me to do everything that God has purposed for me to do. I have to convince you. And the truth of it is, the law says that I have a right to ask why I'm being pulled over. I have that right. Wherever you're looking at this, whatever state you're in, Google your rights.
Well, I have a card that says our rights right where I am in the Charlotte area, and my children each have those cards. And on the cards, there are some very specific rights that citizens have. But those rights, I am kind of reluctant to say that they would be able to be utilized in certain situations.
And there is the problem. There is the problem. People always say, well, just comply. And let me just help you. Not you, Kim, just the people. Let's just help the people. Let's have a brief history lesson, because the root, the genesis of the police in this country comes from slavery. Back in the day, they were called the patty rollers, the patrollers, because back then you're trying to still, as Black people, get an understanding of this English language. So the patrollers became the patty rollers. That's who they were. And they were patrolling for Black people who ran away, leaving their masters because it was illegal for me to be free.
Right.
And so what we have is modern day police. But the difference is Black people, white people, we's free now. We is free. Been free. But there is a new form of slavery in this country. And for anything you do as a person of color, you can be thrown in jail. Why? Because we still have the 13th Amendment that supposedly outlaws slavery, except. So whenever you say except, that means that there is a clause, there is an out, which really negates everything that comes before, right? So slavery in this country is legal. And white people in this country have been fine with it since the inception of the Constitution. You've been fine with it. If you were not fine with it, the 13th Amendment would have changed. Just like voting.
Well, not all white people, but the ones that are in.
There's no all and nobody, but it's enough of the people who have been in office. Let me go there. The lawmakers, and I'm just going to go hard in the paint, everybody who put them there. If you're still voting for people like Lindsey Graham, you're the problem. If you're still voting for people like Jim Jordan in Ohio, you're the problem. You're the whole problem.
Let me also read Joseph Wooten, one of our other experts that come on the show, and he's a historian that comes on and shares his thoughts. He said, I am in the studio, but please let everyone know that I said that justice is good for everyone, not just Black people. So justice is good for everyone in his perspective. And if you want to comment on that, Shawn, feel free.
I think we have to define justice, because in this country we say that justice is blind, but I'm going to help you with something. And I today, I guess I don't really care how it sounds. So I'm just going to go with the flow. That white girl ain't blind. That white girl ain't blind. That white girl ain't blind. Let her fool you if you want to. She might have a bandana around her eyes, Lady Justice, right? Holding the scales, but the scales have always been tipped against Black people in this country since we came here. Since 1619, the scales have been tipped, and she is not blind, because anytime a white woman in this country cries a white tear coming down her eye, it's a problem for Black people. Am I lying? Well, let's go there. Sharon Osbourne got on the talk. They asked her about her racist friend, Piers Morgan, who, let's talk about that. Piers, you're really mad because Megan didn't want you, bruh. That was it. Megan ain't want you. You say she ghosted you. Any woman has a right to not return the call of a man if she chooses not to. And if any man continues to follow, harass, harangue under any other circumstance, it would be called stalking. Stalking. But because of who he is, friends with who he's friends with, Donald Trump, we didn't call it stalking. But he degraded, berated that Black woman, and nothing happened. And Sharon Osbourne turns around and says, hey, you and I are friends, and be friends with whoever you want to. But I'm going to call my friends out. If you're my real friend, I'm going to call you out. So when she gets on here to the talk, she has the nerve, the unmitigated gall, the temerity to sit there and tell Cheryl Underwood, you better not cry. Who you talking to? You telling me not to cry, not to give into my feelings because you felt like the only person who could cry was you? Yes, because she knows what a lot, not all, a lot of white women in this country know, that you can weaponize your tears, that all you have to do is cry that some Black person attacked, hurt, looked at you wrong, and they will pay the price. Do we have to look back at the Central Park jogger, the man who's out there watching birds, taping the woman, but taping her, strangling her dog while lying and saying that this Black man attacked her?
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. I watched that on the video, and it was, I mean, she got fired. It was a big to-do because the facts were there. She was actually doing some stuff to her own dog that was damaging, way more damaging than anything that this African-American man was doing. So let's read a couple of our studio audience comments. Now our prayer is that the judge does not overrule that he's getting a substantial amount of time. That's
the judge can't okay, so the counts count. The counts are what they are. What the judge has the discretion over is the sentencing part. And there are sentencing guidelines. So there is a minimum there. There's a maximum there. If he goes beyond, or let's say if he goes below the minimum, let's say the minimum sentence, and I think for one of those charges, it carries a minimum of 10 years, right? If for some reason he decides that he wants to do less than that, immediately that's going to be sent to the appeals court, and I think that they would have great ground. So I see exactly what you're saying about the amount of time, because we've seen people be pronounced guilty before and the judge say, you know what, I'm going to suspend all of your sentence. But I don't think there's going to be any suspended sentence here.
And then Tina Vick says, and she's city councilwoman in Newport News, Virginia, she said, I can't believe they charged him. I thought this was going to be just another injustice. Thank God.
I think, thank God, and thank all of the decent people in this country who let their voices be heard. There are so many young Black people who are watching this video, young white people who are watching this video, and you think that the marching of the 1960s is passé, that it's out of style. It's not. Make no mistake that it is because of the very public outcry of people, ordinary people like you and me, that got the attention of a nation. I'm not negating my God, because I know that it's only through his grace that this happened. I also believe that ordinary people saying that this is enough. The evidence was incontrovertible. And my hat's off to the prosecutors who did their job. And I hope that it is a lesson to all of us who vote. This is why you vote, because the prosecutors are the ones who get the verdict for your loved one. You can't go and hire another lawyer. The prosecutor is your lawyer. And the prosecutor for any state, for any city, municipality, is always somebody who is elected. And when you fail to vote, you fail to vote for justice.
Wow. Very well said, Shawn. Very well said. Also, Shawn Braxton, who's another one of our political experts on the Kim Jacobs Show, he sent in a statement. I want to read it to you. Today, America began its march forward toward justice. This is yet a sigh of relief, but in the time since this killing, there have been many more. No time to be complacent. The movement continues until Black men and women are treated like humans in the eyes of the law. 9 minutes, 29 seconds changed American policing. And that's from Shawn Braxton, our other political expert here on the Kim Jacobs Show. He wanted to send in a comment. And thank you so much, Shawn. And thank you so much, Shawn Braxton. Thank you so much, Joseph Wooten. And thank you to the Shawn Hall, who took the time to pop in to share her feedback and reaction to Derek Chauvin being found guilty on all 3 counts in the death of George Floyd. And that source is through CNN, as we went live and shared our reaction when they revealed it on CNN. Any closing comments, Shawn?
You know, this is but one case, because for every one of these cases, you know, the killer, the murderer of John Botham is still saying and still has the ability to appeal. She broke into a man's home and murdered him. We still have 6 young boys in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, who were arrested for riding their bikes and them not being registered. The harassment of young Black and Latino and Asian people in this country, it's not over with this trial, with this verdict. We have to be vigilant. We have to be each other's keepers. And we have to demand to know the policies of the police forces that serve in our municipalities. Find out, what is the policy? Because see, they always tell you that ignorance of the law is no excuse. But when you're withholding the law from me, how can I help but not to be ignorant to it? So we have to ask these questions. We have to continue to get involved. We have to care about each other. So Kim, I appreciate and salute you for jumping on, for keeping your viewers involved. I hope that each of you will hug your loved one today. Let them know that they matter, that you love them, because none of us knows the time that we have on this earth. But while you're here, make it count.
Yes. Thank you, Shawn, the Shawn Hall. Thank you all to our viewers. And thank you for allowing me to go live and to be able to hear this verdict together as our viewers and me as your host, Shawn Hall as our political expert. It was something we needed to do together. And I'm very grateful that you all afforded me this opportunity to be able to serve you in this capacity. I'll see you tomorrow on the Kim Jacobs Show. And remember, attorney Kenneth D. Snow will be on. He'll be on talking during our regularly scheduled program. We have Corinne, our fresh tip expert, that's going to be on. But then we also at 11:30 will have attorney Kenneth Snow answering questions about the George Floyd case. He's going to be right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So flood your questions in, and during his time, he will definitely be on to address those. Okay. Make sure you take a moment. If you haven't subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show, do that and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Turn on your notification bell to all, and you will receive an alert when we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless you, George Floyd's family. Our prayers are with you. And we pray nothing but comfort and strength. Even though this verdict has happened, I know that it obviously means not much, given that it had to take your son, your brother, your family member's life in order for it to be able to manifest. So God bless you and your family. I'm going to go ahead and just share with you all how you can stay tuned with the Kim Jacobs Show, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless you all. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you